$2,500, so I think we'll probably do better at the auction, so we wanted to bring it there. And while I'm asking for this, the fire department's red utility, they wanted it to go up there too, so instead of both of us coming to ask the same thing, figured I'd just kill two birds with one stone and see if we could bring both of them up at some point in the next couple of weeks. We would like to bring them up the 9th and the 10th. Those are the only 2 days we can do it, so.
They're drivable, or are you gonna? transport them?
The white highway truck has to get towed, the red one can drive.
So they're inspected and whatever.
Yeah.
So they can.
And I believe I was told that the red one still has insurance on it, so
It does.
we're good on that front. I guess the big thing is when they go up, the titles all have to be signed. Do you want me to sign them, or do you guys want to sign them? Like when we get a new vehicle, I sign for them on the titles, so it's,
Okay.
I mean, it's up to you. It doesn't matter to me.
Why don't we authorize the DPW director to be able to sign them over? What happens if they don't sell, or
They'll sell.
they won't?
The fire one will sell a lot better than mine will.
Okay.
Because the fire one has no rust on it, it's a diesel, it'll disappear for a fair amount of money probably.
Can you give me a jackknife?
Yeah. Well, when you go to the White Farm, all the stuff that the TSA takes
From the airport?
in Manchester goes into a big 55-gallon drum and they put them up there and you can buy knives because they confiscate them all.
There's literally hundreds of them for like $3 a piece.
Yeah.
Whatever the sign is, they put on my front.
Okay.
So,
Questions about the trucks? No?
can you include in the motion the ability for him to sign a tape?
Yeah, my list. All right, move to grant the Public Works Director permission to bring the old utility pickup and the fire department's utility to the state auction on Saturday, October 19th. Money from the sales to be deposited into the general fund, and to authorize the DPW Director to sign titles.
Second.
Aye.
Discussion?
Aye.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
They pre-voted.
All right,
I
thank
still
you.
don't know what I'm supposed to say.
It's okay, it's all good. All right, anything
I
else
said the
there?
right thing though.
So anything for me.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
All right, Denise, calendar.
Yes. The most important, well, indigenous, I spelled indigenous.
Okay, well, we're gonna judge you for that.
But the most important part is obviously the very end in January there. And after I did this, I thought about it, and the last day you can have a public hearing is the 21st, so we should probably start in December, on that day in December. I said that it could go on that day, on that Monday in December, or we could start with the first one on January 6th. But if we did that, it would push it to the next week on the 13th, and then the next week on the 21st, and that's a little dangerous, because we won't have any space anytime ever, I mean. So that would mean December 30th.
Was that an issue for anybody? I also noticed we have a Board of Selectmen meeting on the 23rd of December. Is that an issue?
Oh, yeah. So we can do the 30th, the 6th, and the 14th, and then that next week will be just a BOS meeting on the 20th.
I'm sorry, you said the 30th, the 6th, and the 13th?
The
Sorry, so-
30th, the 6th, and the 13th.
Okay, I just misheard you.
Yeah.
I was like, wait.
Oh,
Nope.
Yeah,
I
What's,
think-
okay,
the
yeah.
13th is, what's
It's a
the
Monday.
13th?
January 13th?
Yes, you've got down the 14th, that's a Tuesday.
Oh, I did have the 14th on this one, I'm sorry.
So it's the 13th?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not having the third one on the
21st.
21st, that's gone.
No.
But we're having a Board of Selectmen meeting on
Yep.
that day. Do we need a Board of Selectmen meeting on that day? We're having one the previous, like, I don't understand why there's one on the 24th at all.
That's our next 2-week
No,
interval.
it's not. We're having a Board of Select, I'm confused, because we have one here, one here, one here. That's 3 weeks in a row.
Yes,
But you're having a budget hearing on the 13th.
the,
Oh, I see
Well, it
what you
says
mean.
BOS
Yeah.
meeting,
Oh, you're
and
gonna have the meeting plus the hearing. Oh.
I don't know, I'm just reading what it says.
one of them, let's just, so a BOS meeting and the second budget hearing will be on the 6th.
Okay.
So you got maybe 23rd maybe?
And then the 13th would just be a second budget hearing. Cross out the meeting part. I mean, the third budget meeting. And if you don't need it, you don't need it. But every year you take it.
Okay. Here we're on.
And then the 25th is a real selectman meeting,
25th of
21st.
21st. Yeah, because that's Indigenous Peoples' Day.
That's actually
No,
Martin Luther
that's-
King Day
That's
on
in
the
October.
20th.
What?
Are you in October or
I'm
December?
in January.
Well, the 20th is not Indigenous Peoples' Day.
It's
That's
Martin Luther
King Day.
Yes. What does it say?
Martin Luther King Day. And you just said Indigenous Peoples' Day, so I wanted to make sure you were in the right month.
Oh, sorry, not Indigenous People, Inauguration Day.
Oh,
Sorry. I saw I and just.
wrong eye. Okay, so we're doing the 30th. Wait, I'm sorry. So the 23rd, we're meeting for Board of Selectmen. Is that going to work? Is everybody going to be here?
Oh, in
23rd of
December.
Maybe, maybe not.
Okay, and how's the 30th then?
Maybe, maybe not.
That's super useful, thank you. And those are at 6. Sorry, it has to be on my calendar, else I won't show up. Okay, Board of Selectmen, 13, also rules.
I think we might wanna, because which one is the meeting day?
The 6th.
No, no, in December.
Oh,
The 23rd.
The 23rd is the thing. I think we should cancel both of them.
What, the 23rd or the 30th?
Yeah.
Move them into one thing. Okay, that's fine with me.
okay.
Okay, so opinion about which, can we do the budget hearing on the 23rd?
I think you can.
What's the first day you can hold it?
So I can scroll all the papers.
Did they give you a first day or is it just the last day on that?
I don't know if there's a,
Okay, well,
I think there
let's,
may just be a last day on that.
so we're gonna do the 23rd or the 30th.
so you'd rather do it on the 23rd?
No, I was just asking.
Oh, okay.
Our goal is to combine the 23rd and the 30th into one meeting.
Yeah,
So I guess the question is which one?
Well, if you do it on the 30th, the 23rd, you're gonna have to sign the manifest. Somebody's gonna have to sign it or nobody gets paid. So
mhm.
unless somebody, we come in and do a short meeting just to sign the manifest and
No, I
authorize
don't
it.
want to do that. So can we put the budget hearing on the 23rd? Is there something against that?
I'll double check, but I believe you can do that.
Well, let's tentatively say that. Okay, so we got the 23rd and not the 30th. Delete
The
that.
last day.
Yeah, I don't know if they give you a first day. I think it's just the last day that the RSA affects.
And then we have January 6th and 13th for budget hearings / Board of Selectmen meetings. And then another Board of Selectmen meeting on the 21st.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah, unfortunately, it's like that every year.
The only other thing is if you only wanna have 2 hearings.
Well, we could tentatively say 2 and leave the 13th as optional. Or no, isn't the 13th is the,
No,
for the love of good.
we changed that.
No, the 13th is not a meeting, so
Yeah.
if you didn't want to do it, you could,
Okay, so June is not a meeting. So we can leave, that's the third one, so we can leave it open, we can make the
Yeah,
decision on the
it's
6th.
optional.
Yeah,
Sounds
Okay.
good.
great. Any other questions on the calendar? Did you get all that? Okay, great. Anything else in appointments? All right, regular business.
Yeah, I was away last week, so I didn't have agenda items specifically put down, but I have several miscellaneous items to report to the board. First, I spoke with Ben Foote at Newland Crathorne regarding the transfer station office roof. He's waiting for some specific material they ordered that is from the original metal building fabrication company that they feel it's going to be beneficial to put on. He'll call me at the end of the week and schedule a time by the beginning of next week to be on site to redo that roof, and they will replace the roof at no cost to us. So. I spoke with Naomi Butterfield at the Mitchell Municipal Group today regarding the library siding mediation, and I want to discuss that just briefly with the board in non-public. This is legal advice, but there's that is moving forward, and there's a couple of housekeeping items that I need to talk to you about with regard to it.
Okay.
And the New Hampshire Department of Revenue released the warrant amount for the school tax rate. Not the warrant amount, but the total equalized value times the $1.12 per $1,000 value. Lee's total equalized value is $1,019,160. I'm sorry.
Do that again?
1,019,163,567, leaving our state education tax at $1,141,463.
So it's down a little bit.
Down, released that today. I've put all the budgets that we've received from department heads and committees into the master budget at this point. I'm missing a couple of big ones, highway and fire specifically. Once I've got those done, I'll have that to the board. 2 formats, both the standard budget worksheet that the MRI program provides, and I'll do an Excel spreadsheet of that as well. So it'll be easier if you or budget committee members want to copy columns, move them around, that sort of thing. The Excel version is quite a bit easier to do that with. And that was all I had to see. Oh, except for the MS1. The assessor came in today. We've been going back and forth. The utility values come in 2 parts for setting the tax rate and getting in line to have your tax rate set. The state now does the transmission portion of that. No, I'm sorry. The utilities do the transmission part, and the state does the actual physical structure part. Utilities have provided us with their numbers a number of weeks ago, back in August. The state has not and cannot give us an idea of when they will have their numbers. So rather than not be in line to get the tax rate set, Scott took last year's valuation. We looked at a slight inflation bump and estimated what we feel that utility value is going to be, so we could get the MS1 completed and get in line to have our tax rate set with our DRA rep. I was particularly concerned about this because we've got one person in the town clerk's office going into tax season, and if we're not in line and end up setting the tax rate after Thanksgiving or when they get the numbers to us, it's going to be particularly difficult for Linda to get that done through the holidays by herself. So,
What happens if you guys guessed wrong? Like what?
DRA will adjust it if we're slightly off, but both Scott, the assessor, and I discussed this with DRA, and they said this is what most towns are doing.
So they'll change it when you get the numbers, I assume.
Yes.
But that might be after they set the tax rate, so it could change?
There's a possibility, and it would be very slight change in valuation if that happened. They seem to think that if we estimate, they are very likely to have the numbers for us before the tax rate is set.
Okay.
I said that aside.
Okay.
So I have the MS1, if I could get you folks to make a motion to accept the MS1 as presented and sign it, I can get that to DRA. Apologize.
Oh,
There's not a sticky where it needs to be signed.
Tired.
And I didn't get this until early afternoon today, otherwise it would have been in the regular agenda
Did
packet.
DRA review it for
The
accuracy?
DRA will review it, yes. And as near as I can tell, the only mistake is DRA driven because we have to estimate the number they're supposed to be giving us.
well, it's nice to see the elderly exemptions being utilized.
There's been a fair amount of interest in the elderly and the veterans credits, and Denise has been working diligently with those folks to make sure they get the right paperwork and forms submitted. In fact, in some cases, when I have offered to help people who come into their paperwork, they've said, we'll come back when Denise is here.
Okay. Yeah, well, we didn't vote or anything, so I hadn't signed it. Can I make a motion to accept the
MS.
MS1?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Considering I've already signed it.
No. All right, anything else?
Can I ask a question?
About?
Denise and I had a very heated discussion about the transfer station monitor. It's my understanding that I thought we bought a UPS for that thing.
We did.
So I went in this last Saturday and I sent Denise a picture of what was on the screen.
Mhm.
So it was not working. It said something about cannot find something or other. So I guess I'm back to bugging the two of you. Denise has had enough of me already about this, so.
She showed me the picture. I believe as of right now, it is functional.
Okay.
One of the things that I think I probably need to do is write a little harder on the transfer station staff to get them to
Okay.
tell me when it's not coming on, when it's not working,
Okay.
because I
Yeah.
don't know that until I come here on Monday night.
You can imagine.
I don't know that until I see it or somebody complains to me about
Right.
it, so. But yeah, if they can take some responsibility in terms of letting people know, even if, because they know how to turn it on, right?
They do.
Okay. Because I'm not sure in terms of the message that was up there, but I don't know if rebooting it would solve that particular issue, but.
I think in most cases it probably would, and I can sit down with Chip and
Okay.
let him know that it's more important than if they see.
Well, it's a way to get information out to people if people don't, know what's going on. That's why we've got it up there, so.
Yep.
Can I also ask you another question?
Yes.
On Friday, I had a nice chat with Connor. And one of the things that we talked about is that specific issue in terms of getting information out to people. And I don't know if he's done it yet, but I asked him to send a copy of what they do. They put inserts into the tax bills when they go out.
Mhm.
So I think that's something we should look into. And of course, you can't say, well, we need to do this. It's all informational, just like when we send out the voter's guide. So if we can put something in there, in terms of, basically what he's talking about is the school, also in terms of information on how people can get, the elderly exemption or the blind exemption or the veterans exemption. It's all informational. And it's something that he pays, they have a company that stuffs their envelopes with their tax bills and stuff. They charge them a little bit extra. So I don't know if that's something that, one, we can look into, see if we can do, and see if maybe Linda will help us, or maybe we can assist her, I don't know, but.
Yeah, I think, I can't imagine Linda objecting to it, but she may, as of right now, I believe we're still hand stuffing our tax bills.
She doesn't.
Yeah, so she may need some help, but we could probably arrange some volunteer effort. So.
Okay. And that was just Friday, so if he doesn't, get back to you, he's usually pretty good, but,
No, I'll give him a call.
yep. And he's got 2 different versions, so he said he's had no problem sending it to you, what he sends out, so.
No, I will, we talk fairly regularly anyway, so.
um,
Most recently about kids' voting plans, he's been working with Denise
Yep.
on trying to move that
Yep.
forwards.
Yep, that's pretty cool too.
Which, by the way, just to confirm, we are going to maybe do that in March?
Okay, that's fine, I
Yep.
understand.
Yep.
Okay, anything else?
No.
All right, the consent agenda, I had 2 things on that. Unfortunately, Miss Bradley is no longer able to do the ABC, so I don't know if she contacted you, she contacted me. So we need to pull that, yeah, something came up. And then this taxable property form, wasn't really sure what that was or what we decided there. But there's nothing checked, so I wasn't really sure what the choice is here.
But we don't do that.
So we will not be using it.
Right.
So, okay,
Okay, I have pulled Genevieve's application.
thank you.
Multiple Genevieve applications.
So in that case, I move to accept the consent agenda as, without Miss Bradley's application.
Second.
All those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
I'm going to send it along with the manifest paperwork.
Thank you.
You used to have the tabs.
Oh, nice, just slacked in there.
Yeah.
So that you can skip the blue tab. That's not right here.
Some of those sign here stickers, I think, are approaching a decade old. We haven't purchased any since I've been here.
Reuse until they're done, that's very Yankee.
Until they stop sticking to the corner of Denise's
Yeah.
desk. And,
And usually, depending, like, when you guys go to the conference in November, they usually have like a
No, we
tchotchke
get the
with
free ones.
things like that.
The municipal association supplies the bulk of
I don't
these
know.
sign here stickers.
Oh, there's nothing for you to sign, huh?
We were able to get that checked out for Ann Jennison.
I believe it went out. I left specific instructions before I left, but I was not here last week.
Is it on one of these manifests, I assume, or not?
I think so.
Should
Yes,
be.
she did that Indigenous, she's on the warpath. That's a little pun, you know, Indigenous people. were-
Yeah.
Okay. You did get it, but you didn't laugh, so I don't know how to take that.
Sure, it was funny. Oh, man, yeah. Hannah, remember?
Yes. Unless you've got anything you want to discuss.
My quick scan does not see it listed, so if you could check on that, just to make sure that she did get it.
I will, and if for some reason it's not, I can probably get her to cut a check and
Okay.
Any updates on old business?
none that I have, no.
Okay, new business?
I have none.
The only thing I had already talked to him about is the inserts for the textbooks and stuff.
All right, then I move to enter into non-public session, New Hampshire RSA 91-A:3, Roman numeral 2, A and L.
Second?
Mr. Bugby?
Yes.
Ms. Halpern, yes. Mr. Benson?
Yes.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna come change the camera. She's up. You have the instructions then. Good night, Jim.
Thank you. That's my mother.
Oh. Do you need a minute?
I'll call her when we're done with this.
Okay. It's nice to go full twice if there's a real problem.
Usually. Like, except when it's my mother.
Okay. I assume Denise is
She is avoiding the
Yeah. Well, I'm doing good.
camera
That was a church she was saying or not.
public session.
yours and.
Well, it's
Oh.
actually Mr. Bugby's, but it's trash. Unless,
Why it doesn't work?
no. I had to find my own pen. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily put it back. I mean, like, sort of, maybe, like, it wasn't sure.
It's sketchy. How about
It's
that?
sketchy. I didn't want to sign things with it.
Let's see, let's check out this one.
Okay, I move to seal the non-public session minutes.
Second?
Ms. Ruppy?
Yes.
Me? Yes. Mr. Hudson?
Yes.
Okay. Motion to adjourn?
Oh, I have one thing. These are the new mugs for our celebration. You can pass it around. You can't have it, but you can pass it around. That's the logo.
No, there's like a pimple on it. Where can one procure one of these lovely mugs?
If you want to steal them, they're in my living room at my house.
Why wasn't
So
it
if you'd like to
steal them?
buy one,
Yes, I
the
said
committee
procure.
meets later on, they have to determine how much they're gonna sell.
Oh, okay.
Most likely it'll be like $10 or something like that, maybe.
And they'll be available.
At the library and at the Historical Society until they close.
Okay. Starting hopefully on,
Whenever we meet again to set the price, so let me see.
just trying to give you what advertisement I can, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, advertisements, I
Oh, we're
see.
talking to our fans.
Our fans, okay. Okay. We need like a Vanna thing going on.
That fan just did that.
After the 10th of October, that's when we
Okay, so
meet.
after the 10th of October, at the library or at the Historical Society until they close.
Yeah, or my living room if you want to break it.
Or if you would like to buy them from Mr. Bugby, you
No,
will be
don't-
personally selling them.
No,
You just said that, your living room.
no, that's
Alright, so
them
the
breaking
Historical
in.
Society and the library after October 10th.
Yes, and don't try to buy any from me at Market Basket because I will not have any on my person, so.
I feel like you should carry them with you. Okay, motion to adjourn.
Second,
All those in favor?
aye,
Aye.
thank you.
You should we should make you a mug vest. You could hang them from yourself.
They're heavy. It's, you know.
It would also be like exercise. You just hang them